Hi everyone, and welcome back to Gridiron and Grace. Today I'm going to be sharing with you another What's for Dinner with some easy dinner ideas. And this first one that we are making is going to be a chicken and shrimp Alfredo. So you'll see right here that I started just by putting some oil in my pan, and I'm going to get my chicken cooking, and I'm also going to start my noodles boiling. The only seasoning that I'm going to put on my chicken is just some salt and pepper, and we're going to let that cook. Once my chicken is almost finished, then I'm going to add my shrimp. I have it rinsed and drained, so I'm just going to add that to the same pot and let this cook as well. To go with our Alfredo, I'm also going to make some of this Texas toast. So I'm just going to get it ready to pop in the oven. And once my chicken and shrimp and my noodles are done cooking, I'm just going to add them all together and stir them up in this pot. Now I'm just going to add my Alfredo sauce to the pot, and you can use any sauce that you like. This is just the one that I had on hand, so that's what I'm using today. And I'm going to pour the whole can in here, and then also I'm going to put a little bit of water and kind of swish it around so I can make sure I get all the Alfredo sauce off the bottom and pour that in there as well. To this, I'm also going to add some heavy whipping cream. I just kind of eyeball it until I see that it's at the consistency of thickness that I want. And, you can go back and add more if you need to. And then I'm also going to add some Parmesan cheese in here as well. Now I'm just going to let this simmer and give that cheese a chance to melt. And then once it's melted, I'm going to go in with some parsley flakes just to garnish the top of it. And then this is what it looks like when it's finished. It's so good and an easy and quick dinner idea. Now I'm going to start on the sides for the next dinner that I'm sharing, and one of the sides that I'm making on this particular night are deviled eggs. This is one of my husband's favorites, and he says that he loves the way that I make mine. So I'm just getting these eggs peeled, and we're going to get them fixed. For the mixture of my eggs, I just used the egg yolk, mayonnaise, salt, pepper, and mustard. Now I'm going to work on making my green bean bunches, and this is everything that you're going to need to make these. They're very easy. They do take a little bit of time to put together, but they're so worth it and they taste so good. So now we're just going to work on making these green bean bundles. But I'm going to go ahead and preheat my oven. These are going to cook at 375. So I'm going to get that preheating, and then we're just going to take your bacon. I usually cut mine in half or either in thirds, depending on, what kind of bacon it is. And then you're just going to I try to do 7 to 8 green beans for each bundle. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm just rolling up the green beans with the bacon, and then I'm going to put a toothpick in it to hold it together. I would love for you to leave me a comment down below and let me know if you're enjoying today's video. If you like videos like this. This type video is different than things that I normally share on my channel. I have shared one other what's for dinner before, but you'll have to let me know if you enjoy these types of videos. If you do, I can definitely create more of them. Now we're going to start mixing together the ingredients that we're going to pour atop of the green beans, and I've already melted my butter. It calls for about a half a stick of butter. I think I used a little bit less, but I went ahead and melted that, and then I'm going to add 2 to 3 tablespoons of brown sugar and also garlic powder, and you just put your desired amount in there, and then you're going to get all of this stirred up and mixed together. And now I'm just going to pour this on top of my green beans, just kind of spreading it out as even as possible. Sometimes the brown sugar doesn't completely melt, so I just, tried to make it as even as possible. And it's going to cook for about 25 minutes, and this is what it looks like when it gets finished. It's so good and so easy to make, and it's a really good side. And this is what we had this night, and we also just had some chicken with it. Now moving on to the last recipe that I'm going to share, and this is going to be a cheese dip recipe. And I'm showing you right here everything that you're going to need. You're going to need a pound of hamburger meat, a pound of sausage, 1 can cream of chicken, 1 can cream of mushroom, a pack of cream cheese, and also whichever Velveeta block of cheese you would like to use. You're also going to need a half a can to a whole can of Rotel. We use about a half a can, but you could use the whole one if you would like. All you're going to do is brown up your meat, and I just browned my hamburger meat and my sausage together in the same pan. We make this recipe a lot in the fall time, like for football Saturdays, but we just had a hankering for it, so we decided to make it on this night. And to season my meat, I'm just using some salt and pepper. I've also made this recipe in the crock pot before too, but today we're actually going to smoke it on the smoker. But this is the night before. You can actually prep it the night before, so I'm getting all of it prepped and ready to go, and then all we have to do tomorrow is just pop it in the smoker. So now that I have my meat browned, I'm just going to put it on this plate and let it drain. And then right here I am showing you how I'm going to layer it all in this pan. So I'm going to give it a good spray so everything doesn't stick, and then you just put all of your ingredients in there. And tomorrow, whenever we get ready to smoke it, you can mix it together if you want to. I usually let it cook a little bit and then we mix it together, but we're just layering it now. I didn't film this part, but I do actually cut the cheese and cream cheese into little block size pieces before we put it on the smoker, just to help it melt a little faster. Now that it's all in the pan, we're just going to cover this, and it's going to stay in the refrigerator overnight. We are also going to be smoking some Texas style ribs, and so I am going to be prepping them today. I'm just going to be using some of our Hay Grill Hay seasoning. I've shared it before, but it's our favorite to use, especially for barbecue. So I'm just going to get all of these laid out on this cookie sheet, and I'm just going to season them really well on all sides as best I can. And then we're going to put these in the smoker, and they're going to cook longer than the cheese dip, but we'll put the cheese dip in before these get finished. And this is such a good little meal to have. I feel like this whole entire meal is like college game day approved. So I'm so ready for football Saturdays. We have a lot of yummy food during football season, but we just got a little bit of taste of it tonight. We cooked the ribs on 250 to 275 for about 6 to 7 hours, but you'll just need to cook them until the internal temp is done. And then when it had about 3 hours left, then we put on the cheese dip. But you'll see right here, Kenny is just putting them on the smoker, and we're going to let them cook about half of the time and then flip them over. We also are going to baste them with barbecue sauce. Here, Kenny is just putting the barbecue sauce on the ribs on both sides. And then that's going to be the end of today's video. So I hope that you enjoyed seeing these What's for Dinner ideas. Like I said, leave me a comment down below if you would like to see more videos like this. If you're new, I would absolutely love for you to subscribe, and I will see you in the very next one. Bye.